Good afternoon, everybody. Let's jump right into our forecast with the 500 millibar chart. We do have a pretty big trough with centered around a low pressure that is positioned near Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee area here. And we do also have a ridge along this axis, and that ridge is just starting to move into our area. It's not moving very quickly, might I add, but it's definitely moving, and it's still kind of hanging around over us as we head into Sunday afternoon or tomorrow afternoon. So that it's gonna stick around a bit. But as we continue into Sunday evening towards Monday, we can see there's a little bit of a trough, maybe right in here, just to our northwest, kind of mainly in Canada, but also kind of starting to stretch down a bit into the Upper Peninsula. And that might be something to watch. Maybe a little shortwave there, but for the most part, this looks like it's going to be pretty smooth sailing for us, just based on the upper air charts. Now, if we go a little bit further down, this is the 850 millibar chart. We still see our initial low pressure system down here. We can also see the ridge, especially around Wisconsin, Minnesota, Upper Peninsula, and into Canada. And there is also a trough behind it. The ridge, again, hangs around. It's pretty much right overhead, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then that trough, we start to feel the influence from this trough as we head into Sunday afternoon and into the evening. And it really starts to move in as we head into Monday morning. As we head down to the surface, again, low pressure system right off the coast here associated with that initial upper level trough. And we do also have a high pressure system kind of centered over Oklahoma, though the impacts of this high pressure are felt all the way from Texas into Canada. As we move through this afternoon and into the evening, the low pressure system off the coast deepens quite a bit. The high pressure system broadens and moves a little bit to the east, but it just broadens out a lot. And you can really start to see the next low pressure system start to develop up in Canada off to our northwest. As we head through the overnight hours and into Sunday morning, that low pressure system off the coast really, really gets going. That's quite the low pressure system. The high pressure system looks like it's starting to lose a bit of steam here. Now it's more over Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi. That next low pressure system is starting to get closer to our area. And as we head into tomorrow evening, that coastal low is now really mainly off the map, but whew, you can tell that that thing is still quite intense. The low near our area has weakened some and is still mainly in Canada, but it has moved pretty close to our area. And I would not be surprised if we start feeling some effects from this, yes, especially as we start to head into Monday. Meanwhile, that high pressure system, still there, kind of along the Gulf Coast, but it is definitely much weaker than it was. Now let's zoom in, take a look at our temperatures. Looks like today, if we're lucky, we might get into the upper single digits, 16, 17 degrees, but temperatures are going to get cold tonight and into tomorrow morning for sure, especially as we head into tomorrow morning. Most of the night, it looks like we will be in the lower single digits, but as we get into tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., 8 a.m. time frame, there will be several little spots of 0 degrees around, and some spots very well are likely to drop into the negative single digits. Not super far. We're not expecting like -9 or anything, but like there's likely to be a few spots around the area of -2, -3, and we may or may not be involved in that. really just depends. Then tomorrow, this is like a heat wave at this point. Temperatures are expected to reach 20 degrees and maybe even get a little bit higher. We're expected to be in the low 20s for our high tomorrow, probably around 21, 22 degrees. Again, with how things have been going lately, that's like a darn heat wave for us. Low temperatures uh, tomorrow night as we head into Monday morning will struggle to even get down to 10 degrees. It looks like that is pretty much what our low is going to be, is 10 degrees. So even that is pretty warm for our lows compared to the last couple of weeks. And it looks like as we start to head into Monday morning, the temperatures actually start to warm some, likely in association with this trough or this low pressure system that is making its way into our area. You can see some, with these wind barbs here, the winds are out of the south, so they're likely bringing up, granted, the winds are not very strong, so they're not pulling a lot of air, but regardless, they are pulling some warmer air up from the south. And that is likely the reason for our little warm up here. I didn't think I'd call 20 degrees a heat wave, but um, it sure will feel like one. Now, what does this all mean for precipitation? For the most part, we are likely going to be in the clear until we start to head into Monday. And it does pretty much look like that. Of course, there's plenty of snow and rain off the coast here with that low pressure system that's really going to be building. And some of that is impacting some more southern East Coast states. So, like the southeast coast, like the Carolinas. But for the northeast area, they're going to get pretty lucky. And all of that, especially the really heavy stuff, is going to stay off the coast. Again, now for us though, entirety of Sunday, nice and clear. Now, of course, this is an ensemble model, so it does lose some details. So it is possible that there could be some small scale scattered snow showers out and about, or little small lake effect bands, but all things considered, especially with the ridge that's expected to be overhead, I think that Sunday is going to be mostly clear for our area. Then as we head into Monday, and that trough starts to make its way in and the winds start to align themselves a little more adequately, we do see some lake effect snow build back into the area. Whether or not this will stretch all the way to our area, to be seen, but it is certainly possible, though I do not expect any major accumulations. Now let's take a look at our wind. Currently, sustained winds are at or below 10 miles per hour, and it looks like that will remain to be the case as we head through the entire day, into the evening, and into the overnight. And even as we head into tomorrow morning, winds are very calm across much of the state. Just a little bit of an increase in wind in parts of the Upper Peninsula. But as we head into Sunday afternoon, we do have some winds approach, but they don't really make it inland. And even as we head into Monday morning, barely 10 miles per hour in some spots for sustained winds. So, in general, it's looking to be a very, very calm period wind-wise, which is great, especially, tonight and into tomorrow morning when we're having those potentially below zero temperatures. Now let's take a look at wind gusts. Maybe again 10 to 15 miles per hour at the area currently, and that moves out as we head into the overnight or evening and into the overnight hours. And it remains relatively calm, at least below, 5 to 10 miles per hour. It starts to try to build into the area as we head into tomorrow evening. It doesn't really get super far at first, but looks like by Monday morning we are dealing with some higher gusts, at least compared to the rest of the period. But even this is not super gusty. This is 15 to 20, mainly 15-mile-an-hour gusts, maybe some 20-mile-an-hour gusts, the more southwest in Michigan you go. But even then, when your gusts are looking at maybe 20 miles per hour at most, that's pretty calm period in my books. And finally, let's take a look at cloud cover. So right now, some clouds have started to build into our area, and it is going to remain cloudy just pretty much over southeastern Michigan here, which is great for us, right? We totally wanted that. Um, while the rest of Michigan, well, rest of lower Michigan, I say, and a little bit of the upper peninsula gets to soak up the sun, and then we are just stuck here in our little cloud bank. How fun. But as we head into this evening, that cloud bank should start to dissolve and move out, and it should remain clear as we head into tomorrow morning. This here 7 a.m. looks mostly clear. As we go a little bit further, it gets even more clear. This right here is noon. And even right here, 7 p.m. is when it finally, those clouds finally start to build in a little bit more. Although we definitely still have some clearing, through the evening and into the overnight. And it really isn't until Monday morning. This is 5 a.m. here that the clouds really mess with our view, and we likely will not be seeing the sun in the morning on Monday. That is all I have for today. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the sun when it's out. That's a rarity in winter Michigan. In winter Michigan? Michigan winter. Have a great day, and see you tomorrow.